paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Of course, I'm Harvey Freed. There's Alex Nafusi and Harry Glantz with Capital Mortgage.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning to you guys. February 27, 2016, we bring in our real estate agent, Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty, downtown Royal Oak. Hey, good morning, Dan.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Again, gorgeous day outside. Sun is shining. It's going to be back to home buying. If you haven't already found your dream house, we're going to give you some helpful tips, hopefully through this 1 hour, that will help you get the house of your dreams. Again, there's a lot of competition out there. Dan, you're going to be talking about what's going on in the marketplace. Besides the volatility in the marketplace, the lack of inventory on your side of things. So we'll definitely dive into that. And we take your calls here live in the studio, 248-539-9797.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that, Harvey, you're going to be the moderator of the show. Alex is going to talk about mortgages. Dan's going to talk about new purchases. I'm going to make sure nobody gets in trouble.
I think so. We need you.
Is that okay? Correct. Do you think I can do that today?
Yes.
All right, good. Voice is coming back. What do you think?
It's coming back really nice.
Yeah.
Most valuable player over there.
There you go. All good.
Here, I'll go ahead. Buddy.
No, I got you. Go ahead.
I'll jump in right now. So you were talking about lack of inventory and purchase and all that, and I have a transaction right now, and it is. Listen, there's not a lot of really nice houses out there, and if your house is on the market for, and Dan, Joe, if I'm wrong, shut up. If your house is on the market for more than 60, 90 days, there's a reason that it hasn't sold yet.
And it's price.
That's the number one reason, isn't it, brother?
Without a doubt. So you can sell anything as long as the price is low enough, right?
Exactly, yeah. And I have a transaction right now in Beverly Hills. The house is ridiculous. It's a really, really, really nice house. I mean, it's the nicest house in the city, but by far. But
I saw it.
By 50,000.
Actually, by 60,000, according to the appraiser. And here, you can buy anything you want. But if the house is over improved for the area, you can't finance it. Yeah. It's based on what I can prove the value is there. Listen, I would love an indoor pool right now. I would love to go home after this and get in a little raft and float around and have a mojito. But listen, man, if I put an in-ground pool in Berkeley, it's not going to happen, man. It's not worth it. Doesn't matter if I put $200,000 in my house.
Well, it's worth it to you, but it's not worth it on a resale.
But most people think a pool will bring the value up. It actually most times brings the value down. The majority of the homes that we sell with pools are covered up. They are they filled up and they're not needed. You only use them 3 months out of the year in Michigan. So it's really something that is for lifestyle and not something that is.
It's a lot of fun. You can have them. You can entertain. A lot of people like them. Does not mean it's going to add value to the pool. And we have that discussion all the time. Harvey and I use it for entertainment purposes. Harvey's serious about it.
I was going to bring up the
because just because I like a batting cage and a full court basketball court, my house isn't going to be worth more. Just because somebody has a generator,
one dime.
Just because somebody has a generator and an indoor pool doesn't mean it's worth anything. It's just not.
My broski would probably text me, but I think my father said to fill his pool up every spring, it's like $2,000.
Yeah,
in water.
I
think.
Chemicals, heating, the upkeep, resurfacing.
No, just to put the water in just to start the swimming season off.
Well, they're lifestyle choices for the people that live there, and I'm a big believer in that. You buy a house, do it the way you want, and then when you sell the house, it doesn't mean you're going to get value. We know that. Look at the Hire It Done guys on before. Adam's been around for a long time. He'll tell you what brings value back to a house: kitchens and bathrooms.
Yes.
That's what it is. My man cave, I love it.
Yep.
Okay, but it's not going to, if somebody likes it, maybe they'll pay more for it, but kitchens and bathrooms, that's what it is.
We're telling the clients now, especially since what happened 5-6 years ago, don't look at your home as an investment now, because your investment is an investment. Your home is a lifestyle, and make it the way you want it, and then hopefully, if you do things right, you're going to be able to, when you sell it, have some equity in it.
Well, you don't want to buy a house near a nuclear power plant, but I mean, that, let's face it, that'll detract from the value.
Yeah, there's reasons why one house is going to work out better for you. Look, do the right thing with your money. Again, these are some of the personal decisions you make. You might not get dollar for dollar on the return, but if you enjoy it, you're going to enjoy it. On a 90-degree day, Harry, I know you're a pool guy. The pool would be great in the backyard. I'm more of a lake guy. Yeah. No chemicals needed to throw in the lake or anything. But again, if you want to live on the water, it's going to cost you a premium.
But see, a lake will bring value to a house.
There you go.
A pool doesn't bring value to a house. There you go, Harv. How'd I do?
Both work on a 90-degree day pretty well.
Exactly.
Hey, 9:05 this morning. We'd like to hear from you. 248-539-9797. A pretty exciting time because the sun is shining. Spring's around the corner. Yeah, I know there might be another snowstorm or two, but they got that cottage and lakefront living show, which is a lot of fun. And even Alex this morning was talking about getting out there and looking at some homes. And I said, well, why don't you maybe do some outdoor space? Everyone's got their own preference.
Yeah.
It works for someone. Maybe if you don't need to have that pool, you belong to a country club, or you have a pool club down the street. Well, you don't need that amenity. But again, figure out what are probably your 3 to 5, and Dan, you're the expert on this, your 3 to 5 top things you're looking for in your next home, and share that with the real estate agent so you can put the proper plan together.
Yeah, the best thing your real estate agent can do for you is sit down and listen. Have half an hour and sit down and listen to what you really want. Usually how it works out, and I don't care if you're buying $1 million home or a $50,000 home, you might have to give up something that you want, but you have your top priorities that you stay to, and you make sure that your agent is aware of what those are.
And of course, how are you going to pay for these great home improvements that everyone's talking about? Well, it's a couple of great things that have happened here. Of course, our economy's turned around in Southeast Michigan. A lot of the automotive workers are going to be getting their bonus checks real soon. And more importantly, home appreciation has given us some opportunity to pull some equity out of the house. So as a combination of some of the things that we're doing right now for families is taking their mortgage, refinancing it, lowering their term, keeping the payments the same, sometimes even pulling the equity out for that home improvement loan. And the thing that's cool about it is the interest rates that we give you on a first mortgage are by far way less. Alex, as you know, those credit cards or those high interest rates, if you go to the home improvement store, they might give you 12 months zero financing, but after that.
Too, all that, when you mentioned the home improvement stores and some of the furniture places, there's zero interest for 24 months. But if you don't have the couch paid off in the 24-month period, the interest is retroactive from the beginning of time. It's 29% from 1982.
Yeah, double the price of the couch.
All of a sudden, the couch that you bought for $2,000 is $4,000.
All right, we're going to start things off here with our first caller. If you want to join the show, 248-539-9797. We've got Jim out there in Bloomfield. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm going house hunting today with my daughter and her fiance. And they've been looking at houses on Zillow, which is new to me, but a lot of things that they're looking at are foreclosed homes. Is that, to me, it just says danger. To them, it says low cost.
Yeah, a foreclosed home, you can get a great deal out of it. The only downside of a foreclosed home is that you don't have an owner there to tell you anything about that home. You don't have any seller's disclosure. The bank didn't live there. But you can get some great deals. We have people all the time come to us and say, I want a foreclosed home. And I tell them, how about you just want a really good deal on a home? It doesn't matter where it comes from. Just get a good deal. So you don't have to focus just on foreclosed homes. Focus on value. And, right now there is not a lot of inventory. You will see a lot of stuff that has been sitting on the market, and really what you can do is, if it's been sitting on the market for a while, there's no reason you can't really lowball these people and see they might take something that's lower than they're asking.
Jim, my first concern is you're going to go out there and maybe look at somebody's house. So you have a qualified real estate agent you're working with today?
Yes.
Okay, and great. So you got, and also has the young couple, your daughter and her son, they already got their approval letter all in hand? They're ready to go?
Yes. He has it on his income alone. Hasn't even added hers in, which is equal to his.
Yeah,
Good.
All those top real estate agents are going to really tell you, hey, look, get those, those 5 or 10 things, whatever it is, write down your priority list, and then go out there and find out all the homes that are available that meet some of that criteria that you guys are looking for. Zillow, I don't know, Dan, it's been really rough. Most of those houses are already gone. They're not even on the market anymore.
No, they're not. They don't really update. They keep them out there a long time. It's really a marketing technique to get business for realtors. But here's the thing. It is a good place to start to find it, but don't rely on those numbers. Now, here's the thing. When you buy a foreclosed home, you really want to make sure you have a good inspector.
Yeah, you have to have that house inspected.
Without a doubt. And here's the thing, too. A lot of inspectors, and they don't tell you to do this, but we always tell our clients, make sure you send a camera down that sewer from the street to the house. That can be a big ticket item that inspectors a lot of times don't offer to do or won't offer to do. It's an extra $100, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, still one of the most expensive repairs, getting that sewer line fixed. And, of course, here in Michigan and across the Midwest, the infrastructure, as we know, they're deteriorating. And, again, a lot of the homes are having these problems. It's a pretty expensive repair job. And as you mentioned, Dan, $99, you can get a camera down there.
Hey, Jim, you're the guy that's going to act as the advisor. They're all gung-ho about it. They're a young couple. They're very excited about it. Don't take the wind out of their sails, but, you're there to act as the advisor, to kind of be the, third set of eyes to make sure everything goes smoothly.
You should.
Well, no, I've done that. I've done that in other houses we've gone into. I look at the service record of the furnace.
Yep.
I show them the windows.
Yep.
And said, when you have moisture in between the thermal panes.
Yeah, the window panes, sure. Yeah,
that's just a new window.
And that's it. They're all jacked up and excited about going to look at the houses. You be the voice of reason. You sit there, and because you know that there are going to be costs associated with buying that house. They're just not going to move in and live happily ever after. Buying a house is a big undertaking, and there are a lot of things that go into home ownership, and you know all about that. So if there's anything we can do, let us know.
Yeah. The three things.
Am I accurate in saying that if they had a house that was had a state equalized value equal to what these people paid for it, that the new state equalized value will be what they pay for it?
Not necessarily.
The new SCV is going to be half of the acquisition cost. So when the city...
No, I know that, but it's half of what they paid for it. So if they bought a house for $125, you get $6,250.
Not necessarily.
They take all the right kind of properties that sold in the area and decide what it's going to be from comparable sales.
Hey, Jim, let's share some more information with you. It's a great call, and thanks for joining us here this morning. If you'd like to join the show, 248-539-9797. We're going to be back.
Earhart BMW has over 100 in-stock new 2015 models with savings up to $10,000. With over 100 to choose, savings up to $10,000 in our exclusive privilege program. Visit Earhart BMW Bloomfield Hills, Farmington Hills, EarhartBMW.com.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, stop by today beginning at 10 this morning for the grand opening of the first ever Capriati Sandwich Shop in Michigan. It's on Big Beaver, east of Livernois and Troy. The first 100 to arrive will win the Bobby for a year. Recently voted the greatest sandwich in America. Fans affectionately call it Thanksgiving on a roll. Join 97.1 and the Ticket Chicks for the grand opening today from 10 to 12:30 at Capriati's. Lots of great prizes to win from Capriati's on Big Beaver, east of Livernois. Check them out at Capriatis.com. We'll see you there.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-700-4215.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Think you might be bloated? Call now for a free trial of New Biotics and see how much flatter it makes your belly. You might be surprised. But hurry, call now for details while these free trials last. 1-800-700-4215. That's 1-800-700-4215. 1-800-700-4215.
Welcome to Golfers Anonymous. My name is Larry, and I am a golfer.
Hi, Larry.
Hi. Now, before we start our meeting, let's meet our new member.
Hi. My name is Bob, and I'm a golfer.
Hi, Bob. It's all right, Bob. Tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm feeling a little shaky, Larry. They're having demo days at Carl's Golfland every Saturday through March.
Whoa. Did you say demo days?
Yes.
With reps from big name manufacturers?
Yeah.
And you can try out the newest clubs on their driving range?
With heated tees.
Heated tees?
People, I can't. Wait a minute.
You mean we're here when we could be at Carl's?
People, I say we go right over as a test of our resolve.
Oh, yeah, our results.
All in favor?
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Wait a minute. Friends, we've come so far. What do you have to say for yourselves?
Hi, Larry.
Saturday, try out the newest products from golf's top manufacturers during demo days at both Carl's Golfland locations, Bluefield Hills and Plymouth at St. John's.
Millions of people have switched to Sprint this past year. To celebrate, we're extending our 50% off promotion, so you don't have to miss out. Switch to Sprint today and save 50% off most Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile rate plans for a limited time only. And now, you can save $200 instantly when you get the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 or Galaxy S6 and trade in your working smartphone. All this on the Sprint network, which is faster, more reliable, and has better coverage than ever. So why wouldn't you switch today? This special offer is available for a limited time only. So hurry in. Visit a Sprint store or Sprint.com to learn more.
Claim based on Sprint's analysis of average LTE download speeds using Nielsen and MP data. Speeds may vary. Offer coverage not available everywhere. Excludes taxes, surcharges, add-on, and premium content. Subject to new line port activation fee credits. See website for eligible plans. Savings until 2018. After pay full amount. Requires trade-in of current working smartphone. Limit 1 per line. Restrictions apply.
Can't get an open phone line? Use the Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge ticket text 97136. It's always open. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
Monday, NCISLA has a mole in its midst, and no one is safe.
It's open season on the lives of everyone under this roof.
New CBS Monday.
If you ever miss Valenti and Foster on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
All right, welcome back to the show. 9:16 if you're just joining us, the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also live here in the studio, 248-539-9797. Always great to hear from you. Of course, Dan Dubinsky joins us from Skyward Realty. If you're out there looking for homes, Dan, it's gangbusters again because the multiple bids are already happening and the callers are, I'm getting the calls back saying, Harvey, what happened to our offer? I don't know what to do other than to tell them to do some of the things we've talked about, these extra things that families can do to get the house, such as we talked about maybe putting that letter together, stating who you are and why you want the house.
Certainly.
And then also we talk always about the seller's motivation. It's the key to making the transaction.
Well, that's what I was going to tell the last gentleman who called is the couple things you want to ask your agent is the comps, obviously, and the motivation of the seller. And, basically the time frames of when to get things done and make sure they're pre-approved. But last weekend, we had a great warm weekend, and we had all the phones ringing off the hook. It's amazing. So sure enough, I put 3 offers together myself. The 2 properties, both of them had multiple offers. The third one was sitting there for a while. We lowballed them and got it done. But it's obviously we have snow on the ground now, but the weather is really what determines when people come out.
Just last week, even a little bit of spark in the weather, and of course, like you said, the phones are ringing off the hook. Home prices did nationally rise 4% last year. Of course, here we have selected cities that did quite well here in Southeast Michigan. Some of the cities really haven't caught up, so we do see a little bit of lag from some of the cities, but we're hoping that this year will bring appreciation to all of us. Again, 4% a year nationally, that's a great number. Boy, any homeowner would be very thrilled to have that year after year after year, and there's just no guarantee of that. Major issues is the supply of homes out there. We need more sellers. But Dan, one of the hurdles that the sellers come into is the same that the buyers come into. Is, Alex, like if you did sell your house, you got to find another one to move into.
Well, like we did last weekend, we found a home for the buyer, and they said, well, we have our home to sell. So, they wanted to hold on a little bit longer in through so prices go up. Naturally, every spring prices go up, but then you have more supply and then more competition, right? So they had to question, okay, what do we do? Do we hold on to it and wait a little bit? Or fortunately, they don't have to sell their house to buy this one. But that's a question for people who are thinking about selling. Do I put on now when you're competing with less properties, but the prices have not gone up through that spring yet? So it's a situation you have to look at your own personal situation.
It really comes back to client management. And, Dan, I think you do that very well. And Harvey and here, you guys, it really, that's what it comes down to is managing your clients and managing your pipeline. And, from a selling standpoint, every person thinks their house is the greatest house in the world. It's like, no one ever says, their kid should bat ninth. Everyone thinks their kid's batting fourth. It doesn't matter. And that's just part of it's part of being a parent. That's great. You're proud of your kid. You're proud of your house. And it comes into, you really have to get people in check and say, listen, man, your house, this is, as much as I love Boogie Nights, that's not the fashion right now. That's not where it should be.
Yeah, and there's always something that, might not be seen right off the bat, but something you can do to make it better. The home we went through the other day, the inspection radon was an issue. There's a rotted door that you can't see, right? Those are things that you can't fix, but some people like to have an inspection prior to putting their home on the market to show that to people. And that's not a lot of people do it, but it's something that's good and it's proactive.
Yeah, that's a great great idea. Again, have a home inspection done. That way you can get all those things done ahead of time. You can even say, hey, I went ahead and did this. It was a $300-400 expense, but these are the things that I addressed prior to putting the house on the marketplace. Great idea for any seller out there. Also, there's no doubt in there, all the language always talks about homes that are in move-in condition. Present the best possible home you can. A move-in condition house is going to sell a lot faster than a house that needs tons of work.
Yeah, and the other thing too is a home that has furniture or not furniture. What I tell people is that a home with furniture and looks lived in does sell better. People then can get an idea with sizing, with their couch compared to this, but you certainly don't want it cluttered. Majority of the homes that we go and list, we tell the people to get a storage unit and take out a lot of the stuff because you don't want to have that cluttered feel. You don't want to have personal pictures on the wall. And I never believed this until I watched my buyers. They're looking at the personal pictures and the kids and not the house. So when they leave, they don't remember that. So you want to make it neutral, spacious, and really clutter-free.
All right, 248-539-9797, 921 if you're just joining us. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Call us and get that approval in your hand. Save money. Again, we have all sorts of special offers for you, and we offer all those great programs, including the 3% down conventional purchases, 3.5 FHA, 0 down VA, and USDA loans. Every mortgage to fit your needs, so definitely give us a call at Capital. Let's move on to some calls here. We've got Mark out in Grosse Pointe. Hey, good morning, Mark. You're live on the ticket.
Hello, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good. I got a question for you about a contingency offer. I have a house listed in Grosse Pointe Park, but I want to put a offer in on a house in Shelby Township. I was just wondering how how the sellers have they been receptive to contingency offers?
Not really. They haven't in years, and the reason is because there's more buyers out there right now. If you do look at that, what is a 72-hour or 48-hour contingency plan, which means if they are still able to look at other offers, if they accepted yours, right? But here's the thing: if you accept another offer, you have to tell when someone else goes to show that property that hey, we have an offer on the table, but it's a 72-hour contingency. And what that means is if they would bring an offer, that would force you to either say, I'm buying the house or walking away.
It's a first right of refusal.
Exactly.
So in other words, they accept the offer at $200,000. They leave the house on the market. They get an offer at $210,000. They go back to the gentleman and say, look, we're ready to move forward. If you can close in the next 30 or 45 days, we'll take your offer.
Right.
Otherwise, we're going to call that null and void and we move forward.
Correct. Now, if you're putting an offer on a home that's been sitting there for a while, what a good realtor is going to do is say, hey, let me see the home that you're listing. Is it at a price that is competitive, and do you think it will sell fast? If we see that there's not a lot of homes selling in that area and it has a good chance of selling, then maybe we'll work with you if we have nothing else on the table. So, again, it comes down to your agent finding out what the motivation is. But to answer your question, really, we haven't seen a lot of those lately.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the advice.
You got it. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks for the call, Mark. Again, we'll follow up with you after the show and see if we can give you more information.
Just, to Mark's point, if you make an offer with a contingency to sell your house, there's, like Harry said, there's not a lot of inventory in the market right now. So, I mean, no one's going to, I'm not going to wait for Harvey to sell his house if you're going to buy mine. It's not going to happen.
You don't need to. The market's hot.
Right.
Why do you need to accept a contingency?
You don't. It's not going to happen right now.
Now, if you want to do somebody a favor and accept it and have first right of refusal and things of that nature, but it's just not happening in this market right now.
Yeah. But on the buyer side, if I have a right to talk to the seller, I tell them, hey, you got the best of both worlds.
Right.
You have an offer in your hand, and you can still look at other offers. In reality, when someone calls to see that house, we have to say, there's an offer on it. Now that agent thinks, do I just want to force this hand to make it?
There's a backup cash offer?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts in that, isn't there? I mean, you want to uncomplicate the matter, so why do it?
Exactly. So that's why if you have a marketable home that's priced right, you don't need to do that, and you probably won't have been entertaining those contingent offers.
Right.
There are all sorts of information we can share with you. 248-539-9797.
We know what we're talking about.
Maybe a little bit. Careful of this.
That's correct.
Careful, that seller, Dan, might not want to give you a second chance if you go in there. And again, as we talked about multiple bid situation, is it back to the escalation clause in there also? So we talked about a couple of things. Now we've talked about this morning is the first right of refusal, if you have an offer out there. Now we're going to talk about the escalation clause, escalating the offer you're going to make. In other words, an automatic offer that says, I'm willing to pay you $200,000 for your house or $1,500 over your best offer. That falls into place nowadays, too. And I hate to say it, but our family's going to bid themselves out of these homes, as we mentioned earlier in the show, where the house doesn't appraise out, and then they haven't planned properly, and they don't have the extra money to bring.
We do that, right? So we'll say $200,000 house, but you have a cap. So you say, okay, we will pay up to $205,000. what we say with proof of another written offer.
Okay. Right. So Alex is out looking at homes the other day, and he texts me. He says, bubble. That's what he says to me. He says,
what does he
bubble.
know, right? Yeah, he's right here.
So Alex and I talked, right? And Alex feels, he strongly feels he's in the market to look at houses, and he wants to buy something. But Alex, the houses you're looking at, the prices are crazy for you, right?
Harry, I sent you. I sent Harry the listing tickets that were over.
Right,
dude. I'm just telling you, just be careful. I'm just telling people right now. I know we do this every week, and we feel the industry every day. Dude, I'm just like 2008 seems like it was just yesterday, and I just want people to be careful. There's so many people they have to have it. They have to have that house, and like I said before, you don't need it, man. You really don't.
I think people forget that when they want to enter into a real estate transaction, that purchase agreement is a legal document.
Correct.
All right. So when you put an offer in and you put a deposit down, there are certain legalities that come into play that you must perform.
Certainly.
We can get into that after the break, Harvey, but,
let's do it.
It's called specific performance. You have to perform on the contract.
All right, setting you up for home success when we come back. 248-539-9797.
Around the corner, around the country, at work or play, we're on your way. The convenience stores of Speedway.
You already know about the benefits of the Speedy Rewards card at Speedway. Earning points is easy, redeeming them is even better. Just ask some of the 5 million Speedy Rewards customers.
I love all the free stuff I get with this card.
I get coffee every morning, and I love that my 7th is always free.
The greatest thing about the Speedy Rewards card is all the free gas that I get with my points. It's the best. What's not to love about it?
I love getting free stuff. I love my Speedy Rewards card because I can use my points to get free gift cards.
I redeem my Speedy Rewards points to get a free video game.
I just redeemed my points for a $10 gift card.
I wish everything was like Speedy Rewards card.
With the Speedy Rewards card at Speedway, you can redeem rewards with as little as 1,000 points. So what are you waiting for? Earn points and get free stuff with the Speedy Rewards card. Only at Speedway.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Now get 300 bonus Speedy Rewards points when you buy any 2 hot breakfast or lunch sandwiches.
Chris Vinton is the founder of a network security firm called Invent. We're a local technology company with a global reach. When Chris needed to add employees, he knew where to look. We've had great success hiring Davenport students. The Davenport Technology Program has been extremely instrumental in our company's growth. Graduates from Davenport University have the skills that companies in technology want. They come with great training, great experience. They have the passion that we're looking for. If you're looking for a career in technology, hold on to your hat because it's fast-paced and it is extremely exciting. You need to look at Davenport. I think Davenport is emerging as one of the leaders in the technology space. Davenport University.
Our degrees in network security and computer science are in high demand by employers. Call 800-686-1600. Classes begin March 7th.
This is Rich Lalonde from Summit Place Kia in Waterford and the all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township. If you've ever put off something until the very last minute, that's what happened this month at Summit Place Kia, and it's serious. We've got to sell 122 vehicles before the end of the month. So I've instructed my staff to do whatever it takes to make a deal. Your price, your trade-in, and your credit will not be a problem. Just pick out the car you want, and I'll show you the best deal on the first pencil. I'll even show you the invoice. Our competitors won't do this. Are you worried about your trade-in? Don't. We need used cars, and we pay extra for well-cared-for local trade-ins. Got a bump on your credit? That's okay. At Summit Place Kia, our lenders can get almost anyone approved. Remember, Summit Place Kia makes the deals that other dealers won't. So if it's a lower price, more for your trade, or better finance terms you're waiting for, come see Rich Lalonde today at Summit Place Kia in Waterford and at the all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township. Call 1-800-NEW-KIAs or SummitPlaceKia.com. You're going to love Summit Place Kia. I guarantee it.
Are you ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers more than 100 top-tier degree programs, 100% online. With ASU's highly ranked online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities in the world. Call 1-800-400-9937. That's 1-800-400-9937.
I'm Jamie from Sherman Oaks, and I just graduated with my degree from Arizona State University. I chose ASU because I received the quality education I deserve in the major I wanted, all from my home.
Jamie's not the only one to earn a degree from ASU. There are over 100 degree programs offered 100% online from one of the top universities. Now's the time to learn more about earning your degree online from Arizona State University. Call 1-800-400-9937. That's 1-800-400-9937.
Make your move with a home loan from Vibe Credit Union. Vibe makes it fast and easy with amazing service. Vibe Credit Union. Think different. An equal housing lender.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Convenience Stores of Speedway and the alumni game at Coors Field. Wings getting goals from Steve Eisman and Brendan Shanahan, but Colorado beats them 5-2. Wings and Avalanche, the real current teams, at it tonight at the Coors Light Stadium Series at Coors Field tonight. 7:40 our broadcast right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Michigan hockey, number 6, losing at Minnesota. Final score 3-2. That was an OT at the O-Arena. Oakland U secures buys in the first 2 rounds of the Horizon Tournament in Detroit by virtue of their 108-97 victory over the Titans last night. Keith Felder led the way with 26 points and a career-best 16 assists for the Golden Grizzlies. Penn State visiting number 6 Michigan State. That's at 12 noon today at the Breslin Center. And the Pistons on the road at Milwaukee tonight. Pistons have won 2 straight. At Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 theticket.com.
The baseball team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Tigers live here.
97.1 Alrighty, welcome back to the show, 9:32. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's 1-800-569-7283. You can always shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com.
This is how you know the roles have officially reversed. So I went to the Fox Studios tonight to go see 2 cellos.
Oh, yeah.
Nice romantic night, whatever. And then Harry's going to see the Who tonight in Joe Louis.
That's right.
So now, like, I'm the old guy now.
You're the calm old guy, and I'm the crazy guy that's going to go rock out at the
Harry's
Joe
going to go rock out.
Harry's throwing down. Nice.
Dude, I love the Who.
I'm sitting there struggling with Natalie, I'm like, oh, it's the nicest song. And Harry's going to go rock out with Randy.
Well, look at the fact that they're almost 70 years old. I mean, let's face it. But they can still do it.
They can pull it out.
Look, the Red Wings had an alumni game last night, and as typical, Yzerman and Shanahan scored. They're old guys, and they're still playing. Why can't they do it?
And, of course, Jeff Lesson came here with some great information stating that The Who played their first United States concert right locally here in Southfield High.
That's right, in the late 60s.
Julie Liscombe actually gave me the heads up saying that her brother Mike was there. Mike Wyjack was there, and yes, that's true that they played in like 68. So,
well, good.
All right, good stuff.
Well, before the break, we were talking about the legal document, which is called the purchase agreement. And, I don't think too many people, I think people, sometimes they go out and they look at houses for sport. And they don't understand that when you enter into a purchase agreement, it's a legal and can be a binding document.
100%.
Now, there are ways that you don't have to perform on that document. You put contingencies in there. But by and large, the further you go in that transaction, it becomes binding.
You know what I like to explain to my buyers? It's like a hurdle race where you start, right? You start out with a purchase agreement, and they have a bunch of hurdles you have to get over, right? And at some point in that time, you are binded to that 100% of that contract, and it's usually after the inspection, right? Prior to the inspection, there are ways of getting out.
Inspection, appraisals, certain dates.
Exactly. But you're in control of the inspection, appraisal, mortgage commitment, that you're not in control of. So we tell people, hey, you got to be pretty sure you want to do this to sign on the dotted line. But, some people say, well, can I still look at other houses through the inspection? You never like to do that. You want to make sure you're focusing on one home. But you know, if you're going to write your line or name on the dotted line, you're pretty sure you want to go through with it. And that's why you put large earnest money checks down. People always, why do I have to put so much money down? They don't understand that the people, once they sign this, they're taking their home off the market.
Well, we have a saying for that. We call it hostage deposit money, but that's all right. You guys don't want to hear that.
Usually it works out. All right, 248-539-9797. We have some open lines for you. Let's go out to Barb in St. Clair Shores. Good morning, Barb. You're live on the ticket.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I had a question. I have a home equity loan that's about $5,500 right now, and I have a $100,000 mortgage. I want to do a loan modification on both because I took a job for less money. So I need to save some money.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? My mortgage is at like a 7.85%, and I think the home equity is like at 12%.
What's the house worth?
My latest assessment just came this week. It's worth about $100,000.
So you owe basically what you owe what the house is worth, correct?
Right. I'm finally not underwater anymore.
Okay. I mean, you can wrap them together with a refinance. I mean, you know, that's an option. But they're not going to modify your note just because you took a job for less money. There's two separate things. Like you signed a promissory note to pay back that money at X%, right?
Right.
And then you made a conscious decision to take a job for less money.
It wasn't really my choice.
Or life circumstances dictated that. But what I would tell you is, I think we should take a look at seeing if we can, roll the two together for you. I think that's the first thing that we should try to do, because those rates sound high. There might be a way, I say might be a way that we could do it for you and try to save you money. But we have to investigate it, and I think that's the way to go rather than trying to modify it. Have you missed any mortgage payments?
No.
Well, that's good.
Hey, Barb, you mentioned over 7% on the first mortgage. Have you had any, have you checked a look at the HARP loans or anything like that? Or is this just something they said, wait a minute?
That's the other thing I was
What's
looking
going on?
at, too.
Mm-hmm.
But they won't let me roll over the home equity.
That's correct. But at least you could refinance to get out of that 7%. Barb, I think you're going to be definitely doing a mortgage with us. We'll save you a lot of money and show you how to get this done the right way. And as Harry mentioned, potentially you could add the two loans together on an FHA mortgage. You should be close on and have enough equity. You need to have just under 3% equity to add those two loans together. So possibility to save you some big money here.
Okay.
Good. Thanks for the call.
All right, great.
Awesome stuff. Hey, look, why not us? Call Capital Mortgage Funding. We're right in your backyard. Why not deal with a local lender? Again, folks, outside of the show, I'm still getting the phone calls from people that entered into contracts and mortgages and refinances with these out-of-state lenders, and they're not coming through. I'm giving you the heads up. That's why we do the show. Get your loan done 30 to 45 days in most transactions, sometimes even less. I've got a transaction that literally can close in 2.5 weeks. So again, if you have your ducks in a row, local lender, Capital Mortgage Funding, save money, deal with the people that are local here. When you send a mortgage out of state, you're not doing anything to help out the local economy. And a lot of you families are already overbidding on the houses right now. And it's very important that we sort of scratch our own back here in Michigan and look out for your neighbors and do the right thing.
Well, I think too. Sorry, buddy, go ahead.
No, I'm throwing it in there.
You really have to. It goes to hiring professionals and hiring people that know the area, that are from around here and know what's going on. I'm scrolling through CNN.com right now, and there's I'm just looking at people. I love the trolls on the internet. The question is about saving for a down payment, and it's what's the best way to save for a house down payment? And Susan from St. Louis says cash loses value from inflations. And she said inflations. That's not me saying that. Okay. Cash loses value from inflations. Bonds will drop, and stocks are risky. Cash does not lose value from inflation. What are you saving for 40 years to buy a house?
Wait a minute, I don't know. Cash is cash.
Last time I checked, if I have $1,000 on me, it's not worth $9.90 when I walk to my car.
Yeah, but what they're saying over time, obviously the current value of your money is worth more than the future value.
I know what she's saying, but they're talking about saving for a house.
I understand, brother.
So she's saying that cash loses value from inflation if you're saving for a house?
I'm just here so we don't get in trouble.
I know, buddy. I love you.
Nice,
thanks. Appreciate that.
We have some open lines, 248-539-9797. Let's drive back into the refinance world. Again, so many of our clients, even bought homes in the last 4 or 5 years, are truly looking at taking that mortgage down to a 15-year fix. It's the right thing to do. And in most cases, when we do the math, it's usually between $200 $300 and $350 to drop 14 or 15 years off your mortgage. The math's always, the numbers are crazy. It's always something like you're going to save $70 or $80 or $150,000. So always look into it. Again, find out where you're at financially. We talk so often about wasting money on not necessities, such as maybe overpaying for a cable bill or something like that, where you don't even use half the stations. So many families have these.
all my stations.
Well, Alex is really good at saving people money, and he can dissect your finances for you, and as everybody in our office can. But we can save you a lot of money. But the bottom line is that we like taking down the term of your mortgage. If 2 years ago you bought a house and it's on a 30-year fixed, we could take you down to a 25-year. You could save 3 years, and that's a lot of money, like Harvey said. By the same token, if you're on a 30-year fix and you're 4 or 5 years into it, you want to go down to a 15-year fixed or even a 20, we could save you a lot of money. Now, circumstances dictate what kind of mortgage you're going to go on. So if you're going to call up Dan Dubinsky and say, I want to find a house, well, that means you're not going to be in the house for a long time. But if you're going to be in the house for a very long time, you could save a lot of money on interest by taking the term down.
Yeah, reducing your term is just key to saving a ton of money. As we know, so many people spent money in the last couple of years. 2015 showed $325 billion spent on families upgrading their homes. We see that's going to happen in 2016. As we talked about earlier in the show, if you're going to do these home improvements, sometimes changing the term or even keeping it similar term and pulling the equity out of your house to consolidate other debts, also freeing up the money to do that home project. When we do the math with the low interest rates that we have, many times families can do their projects and not even change their house payment. So again, call the professionals that are local, do the right things. As we mentioned earlier in the show, a lot of the themes that we said earlier in the show we'd like to bring back up again, including dollar for dollar. Where are you going to do this home improvement? Are you going to put it into the kitchen and your bath, your energy efficient windows? Make sure you do the right things with your money. Again, a solid house will last you for a long time. Keep the bills down, keep the heating costs down, and when we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
Lace up your skates at Detroit's Gathering Place, the rink at Campus Martius Park, your downtown winter playground. There's unlimited fun for all ages in a spectacular outdoor setting. Go to campusmartiuspark.org, your hot ticket to be cool.
Think you know T-Mobile's coverage? Think again, Detroit. We've doubled our 4G LTE coverage in the last year. Plus, with our new extended range LTE, your signal goes 2 times farther and is 4 times better in buildings than before. So you're covered from Motor City to Traverse City. Now nobody covers Detroit better. Nobody. So hurry to a T-Mobile store or call 1-800-T-Mobile to switch today.
Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. See T-Mobile store for details. On the next 2.5 Men, Alan's flocking himself.
Captain Terry's spray-on hair. It's guaranteed not to smear, drip, or ignite under normal circumstances.
It's manly confidence in a can.
So you're going to spend the rest of your life spray painting your head like it's a freeway underpass?
But the aerosol toupee is only part of the plan.
This is just a stopgap till the pills kick in. There's a monkey on the label. It is not a monkey. It's the inventor.
On the next 2.5 Men.
Watch 2.5 Men tonight at 6:30 on CW50.
On the next Big Bang Theory, the guys get ready to rumble with Leonard's schoolyard bully.
Is that him over there? No. How about that guy? He looks like he'd hit you.
But can they tackle Leonard's past?
We're here to support you, buddy. We're here to see if I get my underwear pulled over my head. You wore underwear? You fool.
Or will his past tackle them first?
He was so little, he could fit in just about anywhere. How did you get inside that backpack?
Well, I can't take all the credit. You helped a lot.
Next Big Bang.
Catch the Big Bang Theory tonight at 7 on CW50.
Well, you know you did the crime. You just don't want to do the time. So the first thing is, don't talk. The cops are going to be real nice and make it seem like they want to be your best bro. They don't. All they want is you convicted. Hi, I'm Brian Daly, host of The Law Show on 97.1 The Ticket, starting March 5th. For 30 years, I've defended people just like you from every kind of criminal charge. Homicide, theft, drugs, robbery, DUI, domestic assault, and even traffic tickets. If you want to beat the charge, avoid jail time, and get back to work, then call me, attorney Brian Daly, at 844-LAW-SHOW. Or email askbrian@thelawshow.com.
Mike Lenny here with Tony Ortiz. Tone, you've lost over 50 pounds with Custom Health Center, correct?
That's correct, Mike. I lost 30 pounds in just the first 40 days on the Nutrimos program. 20 pounds since then, with no hunger, no craving, and no exercise. Can't believe how simple it was.
Well, simple's key for you. I've seen you get confused trying to make a pot of coffee.
You're right. I do get confused by a lot of things, but you know what? This is so simple. Here's how it works. You get a quick full-body consultation. It measures your your metabolism, your hormones, all that stuff. Then you get a personalized custom health center health plan that's completely laid out, and you know what? It's easy to follow.
And what's in that plan? Kibble like my dog?
No kibble. You know how I love to eat. Custom health program has all my favorite foods. There's no hunger, no nighttime cravings, no problems. What I didn't expect was all this energy I have now. It's unbelievable.
I know you won't shut up. Listen, if you want results like Tony, give Custom Health Center a call, 1-800-IDEAL-U. Schedule your full body consultation and get started losing weight today. 1-800-IDEAL-U. Lose 20 to 45 pounds in 40 days with Custom Health Center. Guys, it's simple.
Mike, I lost 30 pounds in just 40 days, and you can too. Call 1-800-IDEAL-U right now.
Stop by Bill Brown Ford in Livonia today for the kickoff of the Truck Month sales event and receive the best deal you'll see all year. Open today 10 to 2 to serve you at Bill Brown Ford in Livonia. Today, come hang out with the street team and have a great sandwich. It's the grand opening of Capriati Sandwich Shop in Troy on East Big Beaver Road. We'll be there from 10:30 to 12:30. The first 100 people in line win Bobby's for a year. Plus, we'll have your chance to win other stuff. It's Capriati's on Big Beaver in Troy.
Combine your love of sports with your desire to help others. Donate to 97.1 The Ticket's Student Heart Check program. You might just save a life. Visit cbsdetroit.com/student heart check.
We don't need replays. We get it right the first time. Just ask us.
Welcome back to the show, 9:45. You're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Our staff is full all weekend long. If you need the approval letter in your hand, be sure to call Capital Mortgage Funding. We can run your file through the automated underwriting system. We are mortgage professionals with tons of experience that will help you get the right approval letter for your situation. If you're out there working with the real estate agent, you must have that approval letter in hand. Make sure you make that offer and make sure the offer matches the type of mortgage you're going to need. Dan, there's so much involved in making an offer, seller's concessions, the time frame. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Also, we have tons of open lines here, 248-539-9797. We'd love to hear from you. Again, some information's been coming out there. Relax a little bit on the spending. Yeah, some information came out. Freddie Mac actually just said the other day that serious delinquencies were up just a smidge. Of course, that always happens right after the Christmas season. As January, sometimes families find themselves with a little short of money and not making that mortgage payment. Folks, there could be nothing more important than making sure you make that mortgage payment on time. That really affects your credit score. All right, open lines, 248-539-9797 if you guys want to chime in.
You were going with about the saving money, and I love my job, and I love you guys, and so I'm not going to say the company's name, but there's certain things you can do on a day-to-day basis. I mean, do you really need the $4 cup of coffee every single day? I mean, can you go to the donut place and get the $1 coffee? I mean, I know $4 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you multiply it times...
Well, 4 times twice a day is 8. Yeah. 8 times at least 5 days a week,
5
right?
days a week. I mean, mathematically...
Okay, that's 40 a week. Okay, times 4 weeks in a month. You tell me.
Yeah, I don't want to...
That's the difference in the 20-year mortgage to a 30-year mortgage.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Just do the math.
Harvey, you were talking about cutting the term down on your mortgage. You think even if you save 5 years, okay, that's 60 payments. Let's say your payment's $1,000. Okay, well, it's $60,000. I don't know. I mean, in 20 years, if somebody said if you pay it off sooner, we have $60,000 in your bank.
Well, use the analogy, okay? Roll it over. Go fast forward at 20 years. If I walked into your house and dropped a check for $60,000 on you in 20 years, would you take it?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay. So, I mean, that's just the way you have to look at it. Why not?
948. We've got open lines, 248-539-9797. How about this one? A lot of families still out there are unsure of what it costs to purchase a house, the components of home ownership, the down payment, the closing costs, the prepaids. A reminder out there that there's tons, and we have all of them, all the low down payment programs, 3% down conventional, 3.5% down FHA if you have credit blemishes and you need more seller's concessions. There's a reason why one loan over the other is going to fit your needs. And that's why, again, it's just not, I'm going to shop for the lowest interest rate and all that. Folks, that doesn't work. It's never worked. It never worked for anybody.
You know what's interesting is when these multiple offers come in, people look at how much you're putting down, right? But they also look at where the mortgage is coming from. So if someone's putting 20% down, it looks better than someone putting 10% down. And the major reason is because if the appraisal doesn't come in, there's money to play with and so forth. But in reality, if we know the home appraises as long as you're getting the money, it doesn't really matter how much is going down. So it comes down to knowing that mortgage company that has the buyer side is reputable and going to get the job done. And you know, we've had people where we make offers. They say, we want you to get pre-approved from some other company because we never heard of this company. And that's you're allowed to ask that, but they don't have to make you use them just to get pre-approved from them.
There you go. Hey, Joe out there in Livonia, thanks for calling in. You're live on the show. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Joe.
I've been working on, trying to get a mortgage for about the last year and a half, and I think the first thing that I did was save up money, you know what I mean, and try to get my ducks in a row. And about 6 or 8 months ago, I was working with a lender, and they said, sure, everything's fine. You should be right where you're at, and just save up some more money and call me when you're ready. And so basically last night I called them. I was ready. I had all the money, and they say, well, I'm 1 point short on my credit score. Call back, when you improve it. And I don't know. I just feel like the whole process is a bit overwhelming trying to figure out exactly which way to go because I don't really know. I know what's been kind of working, but I don't know like a plan.
Well, Joe, what's up with your credit? Joe, what's up with your credit? Why is your credit score low?
I don't know. That's my credit score was fine, and then I took a hit of like 42 points last month, as it showed online from an online company, but I couldn't figure out exactly why. So I know that I have I don't have a very long credit history. I know that my utilization was a bit high, which I just had been paying down some credit, then I know that I have some older derogatory marks. So I've been trying to figure out how to clear them up.
Joe, what's your credit score?
I really don't know.
When you checked last month, what was it?
It was last night 579.
That's a terrible credit score. There's more things going on than you just utilizing credit improperly. You have collections out there. What's going on?
Yeah, that's what I said. I have some older collections. I have like 2 or 3 older collections.
So here's what I would do. Yeah. I'll call after the show. I'll run your credit. We have some great software I can run your credit report through, and it'll tell us what we have to pay off or pay down, and the impact it'll have on your credit score.
Yeah, usually it's lower those
it's a
bills.
process. But, I mean, we can definitely do it, man. I mean...
Yeah, that's what I need. I need something that'll work with me. You know what I mean? I just don't know what
Joe,
direction to go.
I've had clients that I've worked with for a year to get their credit back around. I mean, I don't think it'll take that long for you. It doesn't sound like there's anything too bad out there. There's no foreclosures, bankruptcies, anything like that. So, let me call after the show, run your credit, and see what I can do for you.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
You got it, buddy. Thanks, Joe.
There is ways to definitely improve your credit score. And again, Alex mentions our software program, the Credit Expert program, specifically tells us if you lower your balances on most of these credit cards, that would improve your credit score. Also, having lingering judgments, collection accounts, those are going to weigh you down. Now, we don't advise families that they're trying to buy a house right now just to go in and pay those off, because sometimes paying off a collection account, accepting the responsibility, could lower your score. But you could call them and work out a payment plan for them. There's little things you can do ahead of time. But if you're thinking about buying a house in May or June, you need to do it now. You need to get your ducks in a row.
Well, what I love about Alex in this situation, okay, and Alex is like the designated go-to credit fixer guy in our office, because he takes this so personally, and it's such a challenge for him that when he comes out and he says, yeah, I'll work with you for a year. It took me a year and a half to get this one done, but I got it done, and we got these people in the house. It's because that's the kind of individual that, he looks at it as a challenge to help people. I know you're really, no, you're not kind of competitive. It's good though.
People don't realize that's uncommon though. Joe didn't have any idea what his credit score was all about. Didn't have any idea. I know you guys sit down with him and go over what the problem is and how to fix it.
Well, we'll do that.
And he's blind there.
But you got to understand something. Alex can be like that dog in the backyard. He's not going to let go of that piece of leather thing that those dogs have until he gets his credit score to where this guy goes.
I have, now it's personal.
Now all of a sudden it's like he's got to do this, but that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, we laugh about it. We do this every day. We help people out every day, but we don't take it for granted that there are people in these situations that we think we can help. But also, key thing is that we won't string you along. If we can help you, we'll tell you we can't help you. And that's the worst thing you can do is string somebody along, and that's what happened to this guy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Right? Not good.
248-539-9797. We always like to hear from you. Again, if you have student loans out there, another thing that we keep coming across, again, many of us have student loans out there. You can call up the United States Department of Education, and most of these student loan holders of these debts, they will negotiate with you different payment options and plans. And you could do, there's one that changes after a couple of years, which was really good, a lower payment, then a little bit higher, and then the final payment for the rest of the years. But you can set these up. You can also do a fixed rate, and you need to make the phone call. And this isn't the phone call you make, again, when you're ready to buy the house in May. You need to do this now and get it in writing. And then a lot of families can reduce their $600-700 a month student loan debts to something that's more reasonable. And by doing that, of course, you're going to help out your debt to income ratio, and it's going to make it that much easier to buy the house you're looking for. So again, a lot of things that you have to be proactive about. So often we still get the phone calls from families out there that have the lower credit scores, but they don't know what they need to do. And I think the true thing that we find most of improving people's credit scores is lowering their balance on their credit cards, and don't close these open lines of credit.
You got to remember too, anytime you have a revolving balance over half the card limit, even if you're paying it on time, it's still dinging at your credit score because you're utilizing credit improperly. So if the card limit's $10,000, if you're rolling $5,000 every month on that and not paying it off, it'll bring your score down. And people forget about that.
All right, we always talk about prices here in Southeast Michigan. Again, we're talking about what's going on here. Prices have gone up. Again, not every city prices have gone up, but we've seen some tremendous appreciation. The increase in the average price consistent is always staying a little bit ahead, right? It could be, Alex. They're a little bit ahead of wage growth. So that's always been the concern for people. Are these homes being priced out? I don't see it so much in Michigan, but again, in the hotter areas here in Southeast Michigan, expect a bidding war. Expect to have your ducks in a row. And that music says that we've got...
That's your band, buddy.
There they are. There's the fellas. I was just out in California hanging out with the guys. No big deal. All right, Harry, you have a great time tonight. The Who is in town. If you didn't hear that, call Capital Mortgage Funding. We're in our 25th year. Call us at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We have a full staff to help you. And next, Pat Caputo. We got a whole bunch of good stuff coming here. Social commentary and sports. I think Kyle Bogey's out there, too. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket.
Proceeding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Can't get enough Feud? Yeah. Watch CBS 62 weeknights at 7 for Family Feud's greatest hits. This super collection of risque remarks features brand new favorites like
poop, tatas, my behind.
You'll also get
breastfeeding.
How about fun? Original hits, original stars.
That looks sick. Hurry up, man! What the hell is going on?
This amazing treasury of all new fun can be yours weeknights starting at 7 on CBS 62.
As you're listening to this right now, what are you doing? Maybe grabbing some lunch at the corner diner. Just enjoying a little quiet time at your kitchen table? Perfect, because right now, wherever you are, or wherever you might be going, you could be playing your favorite Michigan lottery games. Just go online to MichiganLottery.com. Play your Powerball and Mega Millions numbers, or your favorite instants like Diamond Payout and Cash Word. You can even play Keno games and win cash prizes on the spot, on the go, on any device, your phone, tablet, or laptop. This is big, Michigan. Where do you want to go? Go to MichiganLottery.com. Come on, let's play. Sign up with promo code RADIO to get 10 free games today. That's promo code RADIO. Must be 18 or older, a Michigan resident, and in Michigan at the time of purchase. Additional terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
After a weekend golf lesson, Patrick Baker suddenly went blind in one eye. He was referred to Henry Ford Macomb Hospital, where ER doctors determined that Patrick was having a stroke. Because they know that every minute matters, the doctors administered IV-TPA, a medicine proven to help minimize stroke's crippling effects. Meanwhile, in Detroit, a team of neurologists and neurosurgeons at Henry Ford Hospital were able to view images of Patrick's brain in real time. After